as it has been mentioned several times today, in Belgium it's sometimes complex to know there are many different stakeholders, especially in terms of autonomous mobility. There are the cities, you have the regions, and you have the federal level. I think, Colruyt, you illustrated quite well how complex it is. So at the federal level, what you try to do is to federate those different levels in order to align on different topics. Here I mentioned some of the topics. So which kind of autonomous mobility do we want, and where, on which road does it make sense, on which roads which road is good enough for autonomous mobility, at what time, and so on. So the idea is really to define which autonomous mobility, when, and where. So therefore we work in different steps. So we start with the first step together with Xavier, and it's 1 year ago. So we made a project where we interview many different experts in terms of autonomous mobility. So you see all the logos on the right side, and the idea was to really highlight which are the added value of autonomous mobility. I think we got a lot of those today, but also which are the drawbacks of autonomous mobility, and so which are the risks and which are the opportunities. I didn't saw the slide of Xavier before, but so you already know that slide, and you see that one, which is quite giving the same message, so that autonomous mobility, it's coming. It could take time. I heard also this morning, okay, be patient. It can take more time, especially at more authorities level. As Christophe mentioned, also we have to consider everything, also the environment and the people, and are they ready to adopt autonomous mobility or not? And this highlight for us also all the drawbacks. So you have plenty of benefits of autonomous mobility, but you have also plenty of drawbacks. I think Lars illustrated quite well this morning with those 4 scenarios. It's showing exactly the same as you mentioned. So now, 1 year ago, so in May 22, we launched a task force. So together with different players, being the ministers, but also the administration, the sector, so being also the automotive sector, and ITS.be, the public transport operators, and some experts being academics, but also VIAS. So VIAS is the Safety Institute at Belgian level, so to take road safety with us in this. And we first shared the results of the analysis we made, and now we are really writing kind of a vision of, okay, which kind of autonomous mobility do we want in Belgium, and to do what in order that it's more publicly known, and that all the different authorities involved in autonomous mobility go into the same direction. So with same kind of message I already mentioned before, but which use of autonomous mobility should we support in Belgium? So you saw the quite good example and good slides from Lars, but how to evolve to how to not get to a mess, but to try to optimize and to use the autonomous mobility where it has a big added value. And therefore we have also to align on, okay, which is a good, as Christophe mentioned, for example, which is a good road for autonomous mobility, which is not, in which case do we have to go to push for autonomous mobility and for. So I think, Tim, I'm one of your friends, because in 5 minutes I've done almost everything. But I'm more than open for questions.
You will be welcome for any future conference that we may be hosting. Okay, very good. Very short and very clear story. Thank you very much for that, Nicolas. Any questions from the audience?
And even no question.
Yes, Serge?
Yeah. Hi, Nicolas. What can we expect actually of the vision where you are working on? What is the timing? Because it's new for me that you're working on that. So if you can just elaborate a bit more, to be
Yeah,
interesting.
so in terms of timing, so we have a first draft now, and that we will share with the task force you saw on the previous slide. So I expect to have something in the coming months, let's say. It will depend how time it takes for the validation and for the last remarks and so on. So that's in terms of timing, but also, as I mentioned several times, so it's really to define, okay, what could we expect from the authorities on one side, and who can we clearly give a trend on, okay, that's the kind of autonomous mobility we see in Belgium, and by what I mean which kind of mobility on which kind of road, and how can we also leverage on all the tests which are already ongoing, such as your test, but how can we collect the data? It should even be done at the European level, I think, but how can we leverage on that to go faster, in fact?